The wind howled across the wilderness like a forgotten song. The sky was bronze with dust, and the earth beneath cracked like broken pottery. No bird sang, no river flowed. It was a valley of silence, a valley of bones. Into that lonely place walked the prophet Elijah, the man who once called down fire from heaven. His cloak fluttered in the dry wind, and his eyes burned with faith that could not be shaken. For days, he had been in prayer. "Lord," he cried beneath a withered tree, "your people have lost hope. They say we are finished. They say we are nothing but dry bones. Show them that you are still God." That night, as the stars flickered like distant lamps, the Spirit of the Lord spoke to him. "Go to the valley. Speak my word." At dawn, Elijah stood in the middle of the valley. Bones were scattered everywhere, skulls bleached white by the sun, ribs broken and separated, skeletons torn apart by time. It looked like an army that had perished long ago. The wind whispered through the bones. Elijah lifted his staff. For a moment, doubt tried to creep into his heart. How could lifeless bones live again? But he remembered the God who sent fire on Mount Carmel. He remembered the widow's oil that never ran dry. He remembered the dead child that breathed again. And so, with boldness in his voice, Elijah cried out, "O dry bones, hear the word of the Lord. Thus says the Almighty, I will cause breath to enter you, and you shall live again." Silence, then a faint sound, a rattle, another rattle. Suddenly, bones began to move. A skull rolled across the dust and attached itself to a spine. Rib cages snapped into place. Legs found their hips. Arms connected to shoulders. The valley shook as skeletons assembled themselves. The rattling grew louder, like thunder rolling across the sky. Elijah watched, eyes wide, as sinews formed over bones. Muscle stretched. Flesh covered them. Skin wrapped around lifeless bodies. Yet they lay still. The Lord spoke again. "Prophesy to the breath." Elijah lifted his face toward heaven and shouted, "Come, O breath from the four winds, breathe upon these slain, that they may live." A mighty wind swept through the valley. It roared like a storm over the sea. It entered the nostrils of the bodies. And suddenly, they inhaled. Thousands of chests rose at once. Eyes opened. Hearts began to beat. The once dead army stood to their feet, strong, living, and restored. The valley that once echoed with emptiness now thundered with life. The people who had followed Elijah fell on their knees in awe. "Elijah's God lives," they cried. The prophet lowered his staff and whispered, "It is not by my power, but by his Spirit." The message spread across the land. No situation is too dry. No life is too broken. No dream is too dead for God to restore. For the God who sends fire is the same God who sends breath. And when he speaks, even dry bones must rise.